Been a while, a few days. I don't even keep track of the days anymore for these vlogs. I think I did one on Thursday, Friday now. Okay, August 1st, crypto vlog 2023, the year of our crypto lords. Try to bring the fire and energy. I don't know. It's tough when everything slows down. Everything was pumping right a couple weeks ago, and then just straight rugging. We had that Bitcoin bounce of the Bitcoin meme coin, hit 120 million market cap, and then we had the launch of Balds or Base Chain, and everything sort of went nuts and rotated. And now people are slowly starting to come back. I mean, they're still on Base, but I checked the router. There was like 18,000 ETH in the Base router. I don't know if it means that that's the total ETH that's been bridged, at least 15,000 or 18,000 ETH. But remember, 11,000 of that, or 8,000 of that, was from the Bald deployer wallet, which was rumored to be Coinbase, and now it looks to be a setup, a psyops. Who is it linked to? So someone definitely linked to FTX if you go back 414 days. Coinbase if you go back 60 days. So there's a lot of linkage. So definitely a big influencer in this space, whether they were an early DeFi whale or an actual market maker. There's your Daily Bunny, your Conejo, but you can't really see. They saw my stick, so they got out of there because they don't know if the stick is like a hawk or an eagle. Whatever. Falcon. But yeah, so I can't talk about a lot of things here. Remember, the whole purpose of anything is to be early. That's the whole purpose of crypto. Be early, whether early is right at launch. Usually it's right at launch. Sometimes it's just at the bottom after the big sell-off, pre-sale sells off, they come back. Those little buddies. Whether someone's shilling it, the project, and you have to buy right after the shill, as in Rollbit when Hasaka Trades was shilling at 2.6 cents. Then it flew to, I think, 12.5 cents was the peak before the FUD. Apparently Fat Man Terra was fighting the project from an alt account with Cyborg. So from the old, I don't know, Fat Man Terra Discord. So his MO was to pretend to talk with all these influencers. He would get a whiff of a story like about Do Kwon being arrested. Sorry. The whiff was Korean authorities were shutting down exchanges and crypto operations. This was back in like May or June 2023. Sorry, 2022, a year ago. 15 months ago. So the story would be Fat Man Terra would tweet, people close to me say Do Kwon has been captured by Korean authorities. So he would make up the story and pretend to have all these influencers. Then he tried to do an ICO or a hedge fund and raise 12 BTC because he had to make up for a weight loss bet where he would lose 50 kilograms. He weighs like 150 kilograms or 148 kilos right now. So he is a fat man, a fat Korean man. He's like the fat version of Do Kwon, I guess, even though Do Kwon did gain a lot of weight when he was sitting at home doing all that Terra stuff. Okay, so yeah, the whole purpose is to be early into anything, whether it's right at the start, which is usually the best point to get in, or first day. First day is good also. So you don't snipe the listing. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, Monday the 31st, we had none trading. So I saw none and I'm like, oh, great, another meme coin. The market's rugging, Base is rugging. An Ethereum launched, none. Why the hell should I buy it? Posted in tick at like 50 cents by Tommy Shillings. Tommy Trades? I forgot his name. Tommy something. So it just flew, man. It hit $6 today. 6 million market cap. Just a new charting tool, basically, to rival Dex tools and Dex Screener. So Dex Screener doesn't even have a token. How would they do I guess if you bought through Dex Trading, but I just use it for charting, so maybe I won't get an airdrop. How do they even make money? Advertisements on Dex Trader? You're not gonna make much off those advertisements. I don't know, how does Dex Screener make money? Do they make any money? And apparently it's a one-man operation. That's what's so funny about it. Hi. Oh, your ball is just a pancake. Look at this. There was a hole. Is this not your ball? She traded balls. Oh, she found a new ball. It's a bigger ball. Well, it didn't fit. Let me see if I can fit it in here. Let me see if it fits or if it's too big for this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna see if it fits. Ow! You scratched my leg. Whoa, calm down, calm down. It is too big. I'm gonna have to hand toss it. Now, I'm not talking about pizza, Domino's pizza or pizza. What's your body, huh? What's your body? Did we lose 2 puppies? These dogs are crazy. I know. Where's your bally? Okay, so I can tell you stories. Why not? Give you specific things you have to do, but just be early to those launches. So none, yeah, launched at what, 1 or 2 cents? Would that be 10K or 20K market cap? I saw it at 600K and I'm like, 600K is kind of a lot. And boom, it hit 6 million today, so only about 350K liquidity. So I like to look at liquidity because everything else is like, yeah, how much slippage is it gonna cost me? And now that's a good jumping off point for liquidity. So had a friend that was camped on base. So I told you, camp on the new coin launches on Dex Screener or Dex Tools. New pairs. Some you might find Dex Tools easier, live new pairs, because there's more filters to get to the Dex Screener. There he is. There he is. Hey, buddy. So, yeah, I was just camped there aping random coins, and I'm like, new chain. I don't want to ape like his style is just to ape like 0.1 ETH into a bunch of coins and try to run it up 10x or so, or snipe. And I just it takes a lot of energy. I'm like, I'm gonna look for good projects, buy them, and maybe do 10x, 5x on them, put a couple ETH in. So he's just camped on base chain all day long. Super busy watching that and aping coins. So finally he gets a coin called Bald. All interesting, I mean bald. Maybe it goes through his head, okay, it's about bald people, either CZ Binance, Brian Armstrong, maybe even the Grayscale guy. He's kind of balder, he's losing his hair. So he apes it a bit, and then it goes to like a few 100K market cap, and he sees the wallet. Holy shit, the wallet has like thousands of ETH transacted in it, and it bridged 500 ETH over. He said, wait a second, and it's adding liquidity. So at like 500K, he starts aping more. He apes like 10K or 20K in. And then at 1.5 million market cap, he's like, oh shit, this coin might be something. It keeps running, and it has like 500K liquidity. It was crazy. Liquidity, the market cap was like 1 to 3, so super deep for a market cap that large. It's usually ape season for whales. So he posted in Tick. I didn't check Tick. It's just one of those days, lazy Saturday. I didn't think anything would be launching, but that's wrong. Saturday and Sunday are usually the best days for meme coins. So I just avoided it at 5 million market cap. I'm like, wait a second. Okay, this wallet is stacked. Is it Coinbase? Is it someone related? It could be anyone. They owned 60% of the stake at one point. And hey, buddy. So a lot of people thought it was directly linked to Coinbase, either the Coinbase Ventures Fund, a market maker that market made for Coinbase. People didn't know about the FTX link until a day later. So it sort of ripped all the way in. The deployer kept adding liquidity. At one point, he had added, every time it went up, more and more liquidity. And then it hit like 85 million market cap, sort of stalled. The top signal came in, a DM from Comfy Hodler that said, hey, buy me some balls with your money. I don't want to sell any FUMO. Don't worry, I'll cover any losses. Just give me the winnings. So pretty good deal, right? But I said, hey, I don't want to take any trades, bridge over. He's like, I don't want to bridge over. I'm like, yeah, because once you bridge, it's all over. And there were some other bridge bots that briefly went up. So to be early on those, you had to sell at like 200K market cap. As general rule, buy at 20K, sell at 200K market cap, make your 10X. So she finds these balls no matter where. Oh, there's her other ball. I'll walk over to that right now. So I was balled. Oh no, it dipped to like 40. So people took profits, 40 million market cap. There were a bunch of wallets that made like over $1 million, or at least had them. And then people round tripping like Owen trades. Come on, how are you round tripping 800,000? Don't do that. So then early Monday morning, around 5:30 a.m. Pacific, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So European time, not even gonna give you the times anymore. No, like 1:30 p.m. Europe time, or 2:30 in the afternoon. The deployer pulled liquidity. He pulled 1,000 ETH out of the liquidity pool. So when you remove liquidity, it means the ETH and the tokens go back to the wallet 50-50 split. That added the liquidity. And the token, here's the ball. So liquidity is impacted. So that means if you're gonna sell your token, there's $1 million less to sell. And at the same time, if you're gonna buy tokens, there's $1 million worth of tokens that you don't have access to. So it works both ways, buying and selling. See, she doesn't like it because she switched balls already. She's like, nuh-uh, I changed balls. It's like when you get a new video game. No, I don't want that old game, right? It's the new one. And then you go back and realize, wait, I really like the old one. I just like the new one because it was hot. Everyone was talking about it. It was a great new experience. But it's like when Donkey Kong Country came out, what a great game. And then Donkey Kong Country 2 came out. Everyone was on it. So the first Donkey Kong Country was pretty good. I think it came out in 1994. I think that's how it went from 1994, and then 1995 Donkey Kong 2, and then 1996 Donkey Kong Country 3. I haven't played in a while, so I'm not sure. So, when 2 came out, that was insane. I needed the guide to get all the bonus barrels. Insane. So the first one, so you had 2 characters. In the first one, you had Donkey Kong Jr. and Diddy Kong. And then in the second one, Donkey Kong was off on an adventure or whatever. So you had Diddy Kong and Trixie Kong. Are they all related? Probably. And then in the third one, you had Trixie, and they brought back like did you have 3 characters in the third one? Maybe a Trixie and Diddy, and third guy, I don't even remember. What was the third guy's name? He was Donkey Kong's son, but you were already playing with Donkey Kong Jr., so was he Donkey Kong? I don't even know his name. It's been so long. I actually only played through Donkey Kong Country 3 one time, but I played just because I was onto N64 at that stage. And yeah, I didn't go back to the Super Nintendo games really. A lot of people went back when they were older, but I really stayed with just Super Mario Kart. I didn't go back and play the old games a lot. So yeah, so the old versus the new. The old's still good. Just because the old isn't new anymore, it's not hot and people aren't talking about it, they're still good. But again, with money, this is your money. You want to ape the new hot coins and forget about the old coins, so. So what's a new coin? So Poly finally launched this token. He's like launching today and you're like, oh, very funny, Poly. You pulled this stunt 100 times before with all his engagement farming. So he's like, get on Spaces and we'll talk about the launch. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's closer. Let me walk the dogs. And sure enough, boom, around 8:51 a.m., he tweeted the contract and the website. So I'm on my phone. I didn't realize I got to mint through the website. I buy in the pool. I'm like, I'll buy an ETH here. And then I'm like, wait, I got to mint on the website. I bought another ETH. The gas was frozen because the gas was high. I went to another wallet. I bought 2 ETH worth. I'm like, I don't know if anything went through. And then they said, do not buy from the liquidity pool. So what people were doing earlier, they were minting like 1 ETH, half an ETH, and then selling. One guy sold 1 ETH for 44.5 ETH. I checked his transactions. First transaction, 27 ETH. Next transaction, 16 ETH. Third transaction, a couple ETH, 2.5 ETH. So after gas, he made like 43 ETH. And it was just crazy how, but that was only 2 or 3 people. They were just early to mint and realized, hey, I could sell, but it was impossible to time it. Even like Uniswap gives you 49% max slippage, 49.99. So you really need a custom bot. I heard Unibot allows you to set your limit prices to exit, and then you just use max gas. They had to use up to 0.5 ETH in gas though to accommodate that. So you had to have a few ETH in your wallet. It's always good to have like 1 ETH extra for gas when you're trying to exit these early weird tokens where the liquidity pool isn't coming from Uniswap. It's actually coming from the contract, the minting contract on the website on Pond. I think it was pondox.com or something. And then he had some weird, so the tokens are transferable and people were like, why am I losing all the Pond? And I tweeted out, hey, just don't worry, as long as you minted, you're good. If you bought on Uniswap, I have no idea if you're good or not, but it's being recorded if you minted. So the minting contract had you put ETH in exchange, you got this Pondo OX token, but the ETH was split in half, and then it purchased Peppy from the Peppy Uniswap pool, and then it pooled Peppy as well. So it pulled a bit of Peppy and added it to the LP. I think it was a small fraction of the amount of Peppy and ETH bought. So this wallet was sitting on last I checked, 4.2 million in ETH and 4.2 million in Peppy. Then it unpooled, obviously Poly's wallet, and sent it to another contract or wallet. Contract wallet. Contract just means it's programmed to move funds or do a certain thing as soon as it hits the wallet. It doesn't just, it's not just for holding money. So that's what the contract wallet means. So that was the Poly launch. Oh, I didn't finish talking about Bald. The developer pooled liquidity. I tweeted about it. Check out my tweet. Basically, he removed 11,000 ETH of LP. People panic dumped. He didn't sell any tokens, but basically, when you remove LP, it's the equivalent of selling your tokens because you get extra ETH back if the price is up. So it's kind of a cheap way. You're not supposed to have the developer remove the liquidity pool. They can remove like 25% if they need to raise ETH, sure, but to remove all of it, it's basically a soft rug or rug pool, because you're pooling the liquidity. Dog's funny. Can't see him, but it's way over there. So anyway, people made money, people lost money. Oh, wait, I just said that they round tripped, but I skipped the part. Bridging back, there was a loophole. A few people were able to send ETH to Coinbase briefly. I think about 500 ETH total was accepted in Coinbase before Coinbase stopped crediting base ETH as Ethereum chain ETH, or the main chain, mainnet. There she goes, look. She's gonna run all the way over to that dog. She's still going for it. Wait, she lost it. She forgot the dog was there, and now she's over there. Wow, she goes full storm over. You can't see, sorry. She plays for a second and then she comes back. You can't see that. Obviously, this is an iPhone. She doesn't think it's actually recording anything. And we'll come back. The other lady, there was an older lady that said, "This isn't a dog park." I'm like, yeah, I kind of got that. There's kids here. There's people playing basketball. There's a guy with a blower, leaf blower. Pretty sure, yeah. I don't think it's a dog park either. Well, that's just how people react to certain situations. They want to say something to people instead of saying like, hey, you really got to get these dogs trained. I'm like, okay, that's decent. Yeah, these dogs should be trained, but again, I'm not going to put in the effort, because you should put in the effort to make money. So base chain, there was Elite Swap hack last night around 6:30 or 6:22, I think, p.m., 9:22 p.m. European time, and 3:22 a.m. in Europe. Asia should have been up for it. Australia right around 1 p.m. and Asia probably 8 a.m. to 10 or 11 a.m. So they were up for it. So what happened was all the pools with tax tokens, so I think it was 8 or 9 pools, got drained. There was actually a honeypot of 110 ETH that got drained, which is funny. 120 ETH got drained from Axelar, or 119 ETH, that was hit the hardest. Friends got hit for like 17 ETH. It was just hard all around. Friend token. And I was in Friend, I actually put 3 ETH in that. So is it gone? They'll probably reimburse eventually, but LeetSwap really doesn't have a lot of money if they can't reimburse 300 ETH. It's really not a lot if you're running your own protocol and have investors. So they either don't have investors, it's either a project that they haven't raised money for, or they're not accruing many fees. So generally these protocols take like 0.1%, really small. Uniswap does a shit ton of volume a day. I think they handle up to like, am I right to say like 500 million, something crazy. So they're generating $500,000 a day in fees. Maybe even like 2 billion. I know it's crazy, but maybe I'm too high. Are they generating $2 million a day in fees? I don't know. But we just know that Aiden guy, Hayden Christensen, is that his name? Hayden Panettiere, I don't know his last name. Hayden Adams, there you go. He's actually bald too, so maybe he launched the token. He was balding. I don't think he's completely bald now, but whatever, it doesn't matter. He's filthy rich. He has at least $100 million. I mean, if he did well, if he put it away, he'd have at least 100 million. I mean, his Uni tokens, even though Uni rugged, 90% are probably worth locked tokens over 100 million, but the unlocking makes them worth less. So that's the LeetSwap. So we don't know if they're going to reimburse. Could be nothing. They could do an airdrop, but again, the liquidity is moving to Rocket Swap. It immediately finds a new home. Rocket token went from like 54 cents to $2.15, shot up 4x, and people realized we can't trade on LeetSwap, because LeetSwap had to pause trading because they had no idea what the exploit was, and then a few hours later they realized it was in tax tokens only. He was able to rug the LP using the public transfer function. That's why you got to read the contract, but you never think there's a big exploit. And they probably aren't a white hat. It could be Chinese government, could be North Korea. So everyone always talks about North Korea, but China always has their hands in everything. There was actually a transaction back in 2021 when FTX used to be located, their base used to be in Hong Kong before they moved to Bahamas. But they had to bribe the Chinese government with hush money, give them $40 million just to remain in Hong Kong, not be shut down, because you don't want your servers shut down. So they had servers in Tokyo, obviously, but Hong Kong was their base of operation before moving to what the hell? I just forgot. Didn't I just say it? The Caribbean. It's not Jamaica. Wow. FTF Bahamas. There we go. I always get kind of like, if I'm not thinking, I'll get Bahamas and Jamaica mixed up, even though Bahamas has a lot more islands. I think it might be the #1 island group in the Caribbean. Bahamas. But you always think about the main island of Bahamas, which is, so I'm not good. It takes me too long to figure it out. Nassau. N-A-S-A-U. It's just takes me a while to dig in there. Like an elephant, doesn't have to find water or recognize their family right away, but as long as it gets it in a few seconds, it's good. But with Jeopardy, you got to get it right away. Okay, so base is kind of like whatever. So a lot of money flowing into None trading, charting tool, obviously cross-chain charting, and another tool, multi-chain deployer. So we had Esper that was deploying on ETH, I think. Then someone created a multi-chain deployer called Saint. So it hit $2 or 2 million market cap, I think. Yeah, so a lot. None hit $6, like 6 million market cap in a day. I just can't believe it went so high. I could have bought the dip when it hit like 340 and then dipped to $2. So that's the dip. The first dip is a pretty good dip, and then the deep dip will come much later at like whenever it tops at like 10 million. You might get a dip to 1 or 2 million. I posted about Esper. It hit 8 million, then it dipped to 700K, and it actually hit a new high of 8.6 million. So nice 12 or 13x bounce. It happens. You just want to be in there when it bounces. So I talked about Curve, Mitch or whatever his name was, the CEO of Curve, had over 100 million locked Curve, even with the price rugging from $2 since the 2021 peak. He doesn't realize this is just a dude. He'll say, hi, how are you? He came back. Oh, he's on his Bluetooth. He's talking about business, realtor. You get old, what are you gonna do? You keep doing your thing. It's hard. You can't do that unless you're the CEO of a project or some sort of executive at a token. You're not gonna be doing Bluetooth calls all day. But it's lazy, it's easy money. You just wait for your tokens to unlock and you sell them. As long as you keep building. There's people who get like 50,000 every month in token unlocks that you just sit on that. They don't have to trade, but they do trade in hopes of catching their 10 or 20x moonshot. Everyone has them. Don't worry, don't give up. And it sucks to lose all my ETH. I started with half an ETH in hair, and I ran it up to like 12 ETH. I ended up taking 5 or 6 ETH out of it. The rest went to like one ETH. Then I just diversified. Some went up, some went down. I was basically even at 5 or 6 ETH. Not really much happening. I did hit some moonshots like 10x's. And base tools, which just I tried to invest in bots and tools early. And some did well, others didn't. I'm sure if I would have just put all my ETH in there instead of meme coins. We had Toshi, which is Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase's cat. And Mochi Toshi hit like 6 million market cap. There was a fake Toshi, but whatever. And of course I faded Toshi at under 1 million. Oh, there's the Aussie. You want to check out the Aussie? Let's go check out the Aussie on the other side. There she is. Oh, an Aussie and a baby? It's your Aussie, Zeusy. There he is. He's playing with the ball. Just gonna go check them out. Of course, the little black one, the Maltipoo, always goes and chases. Oh, they're going to chase. It's just a dog. I mean, they do have fun running and chasing, whatever. It's good fun. As long as this bigger black one doesn't bite him, I'm okay. He's like a 25% bite ratio. He's wagging his tail. I think he's good. It's fine. So that either means it's a girl dog or neutered dog in general. She's running away, so I don't know if that means they're chilling. Just moving the thing over. But I do have to get that ball. Other ball, wherever it is, so. There it is. It's right down there. The ball's easy. So Curve, Mitch, whatever. Sorry, I went on a tangent again about investors and token projects. So Curve, the CEO, had this loan. So it was like 47% of the Curve supply that he had. Just because, why not give half the supply to the dev? I mean the CEO. That's how it works. So, I mean, it's a huge park. It's not like they're invading the space. They're just enjoying themselves. I guess they're gonna go down. You gotta give people space sometimes. Oh, sorry. I keep going on. So Pond had a transfer function. Anyone could transfer all their pond away. I don't know if it was on purpose, if it was psyops. Poly tried to say it was psyops, bring attention to the token. Because they said any negative attention, any bad publicity is good publicity. That's the rule. You can get the ball. That's your ball. So people were just minting Pond and losing all their Pond, and Polly's like, yep, keep doing what you're doing. No statement from Polly. Go ahead. You don't think it was intended? Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was, but and there's something called a score, so it records the amount of Peppy you hold, how many times you minted, and the amount you minted. But there was a function that allowed you to go over, once you hit 100 mints, it went parabolic and your score doubled. So maybe what he might do, as long as you're under 99 mints, I think he might credit your score, because it was only increasing algebraically or linearly every time you minted. So your score was going up, I don't know, like 4% or 5% every time you minted. So like if you minted 99 times, you could have added 5x to your score, depending on how much Peppy you had and how many ETH you put into mint. It would have multiplied by 5x if you minted 99 times. So if you went over 100, then it starts doubling every time. So that's what parabolic means, or exponential growth. When it grows by a power of, is there a specific one, like 1.4, or for it to qualify as exponential growth, or does it have to be at least 2? And then it's like logarithmic growth if it's under 2, like 1 to 2. But I don't know. Basically, it grows bigger and bigger than the previous time. So if you start with 1, and then like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's linear growth. And then you have, well, there's geometric growth too, and then there's exponential. So I know like 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So maybe that's part of exponential and geometric growth too. Just population doubling sort of thing. So when you look at population, what's the study of population? I'm not sure. Okay, so that was Pond. So he's probably gonna wash out everyone that got over 100. and not give them anything. I did mint a bunch of times, so hopefully I get a little bit, but I did go over 100, either on purpose or by mistake. I would have stopped at 99 if I realized what I was doing, but then it cost me like $12 to $20 per mint, and I just didn't want to do it again on the second account and waste 1.5 ETH, especially when the market was rugging. So I should have went to base chain and just focused on base at that point. There was FTX news as well. So Curve, so he had this crazy loan, he staked it. I'm not a big DeFi guy where I stake my tokens and then generate yields. I don't want to take on additional risk like that. That's what people do in bull markets. So he had to repay this loan. He took on like a Frax shares loan, something crazy like 35 million. And anyway, he got the money in the end, but there was a Curve hack as well that I didn't talk about. They stole either 25 million or 70 million, I'm not sure. 5 million was repaid by Coffee Babe front running, but again, it's hardly anything. And I don't know how much, but apparently they lost a shitload of Curve, 25 million or 70 million. Sorry, this is just long because I haven't done a vlog in so long. And so Curve dumped from like 73 cents at the start of Sunday to a low of 48 cents on Monday evening or Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Then it bounced because people figured, okay, he's going to repay it, something's going to happen. And then Justin Sun actually bought $5 million of Curve, or 5 million Curve. It's equivalent to like 3 million at the time. And I think he sold at 50% discount, something crazy. Or no, 40 cents. So 40% discount. Well, by the end of the day, at the price of 50 cents when he sold it for 40 cents, that's only a 20% discount. But with Curve sitting at 62 cents right now, that's basically a 42% discount. So around 40 cents. Yeah, so once his Curve unlocks, basically he owes them money because every month he gets a little Curve that's up. Okay, can I close out the vlog with any advice? Yeah, it could be the end of a market. We just lost 17,000 ETH, which is about $30 million. Not a ton, but out of DeFi, it's been sucked out of degen coins and moved over to base chain. So a lot of liquidity. Of course, all of that, or most of that, wasn't gonna go into shit coins, but people are just ready to play on base, either look for opportunities or just bridge. So there was a lot of ETH moved over. Oh, well, 8,000 ETH came from the deployer that wasn't going to be used for anything. So people did lose a ton of money. 6 million went to the deployer that was sucked out, and then a bunch of there could have been like an initial 10 million in losses. So maybe over 50%, or right under 50% of that ETH is gone forever. It's not going to be used. Not gone forever. When you take it from small players and medium-sized players and give it all to another player and they become large players like $1 million or $2 million, they might put half of that back and put half of that aside into stables or just rest it in ETH. But they're not going to put it into a bunch of plays, high leverage shitcoin and meme coin plays. So that could be a consequence of why ETH is selling off, Bitcoin selling off. It hit 28.7, I think, or 28.8. There was FTX news, restart news. It was due before August 1st. In the late hours, I guess 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, they posted, actually, it was like 10:02 p.m. Eastern time, Monday night. They updated their filings on the Kroll.ftx site. I mean, it's there. Just search KROLL Kroll FTX, and You'll get all their filings. You can subscribe to the email list. They'll send you an email within a couple minutes. Maybe it's not fast enough. It's better to scrape the website for the new update. Or maybe it's the same speed as the email, or a few seconds later. I don't know. So they released over 100 updates, and then finally the last update, it came in restructuring plan. So people are probably like sick of the email box, and then the FTX email, or the Kroll.ftx, the bankruptcy lawyer or group, sent that email that said FTX restructuring plan. So this is the big email finally after 100 emails came in. That sent FTT from like $1. There was a pre-pump at $1.35. It sent it from like $1.35 to $1.62. We had a push by Zoomer, tweet by Zoomer, push by Zoomer to Tree Capital subscribers. And they bought the top, obviously. I was in at 148. I wanted to long at 135 when I saw all the emails coming in. I'm like, I know there's going to be something important. But I clicked on one of them. I'm like, there's 100 emails here. I don't know what to click. And then so I didn't long at 135. I longed at 148. So I lost 3,000. The price is now $1.36. And then I closed at 143. It actually had two important notices. It said the claim should be repaid in full, but it's USD value, the customer claims, and then there's a bunch of different claim groups. And then the holders of FTT, it said those should be worth nothing. The bankruptcy group rejects all the claims, or the restructuring group rejects all the claims of FTT holders. So the coalition of FTX 2.0 were a little disappointed for whatever reason. And it looks like FTT is going to be not worth zero, but people aren't going to be reimbursed for FTT. And there was a plan to use a new token to generate revenue. So they're actually not going to, or part of the repayment is going to be in their new FTX 2.0 token, whatever that's worth. It gives you some sort of investment in the company, a percentage. That's going to be interesting. Did we lose? The problem with giving that black dog a ball is he just loses balls. She doesn't lose her ball because the ball is everything to her. So I'll close this out with some facts, straight facts. Why do we do it? Why do we hustle? Of course, I told you in the last vlog, it's all about money, right? We have our life, that we don't need anything. We just want happiness. There's she going. There she going. Oh, he's gonna play with her. Oh, he's playing. Perfect. You can't really see what they're playing.